What's up guys, it's Kara here, and tonight we're gonna bring it back to basics, and I'm not gonna get too crazy with the ingredients, but I am gonna add in some protein, obviously, to make this delicious treat higher in protein. So what we're gonna make tonight are some holiday Rice Krispie treats, and only reason why they're gonna be holiday is because I'm using the holiday colored Rice Krispies. They're no different, they're just colored differently. So we're gonna use those to make your basic Rice Krispie treat. Thought about altering the recipe somewhat, but I wanted to keep it simple. Rice Krispie treats are somewhat known as a lower fat dessert option. However, yes, they are fairly high in sugar still, but all foods can fit, you guys, and we're coming into the holiday season, and most people, unless you're in competition prep, like to find ways to make things fit. So Rice Krispie treats are a pretty easy way to do so. A little bit higher in carb, lower in fat, and tonight we're gonna make it higher in protein, and we're gonna do that by adding in MTS whey in basic vanilla. You guys can feel free to go crazy, try any MTS whey you have on hand to make this recipe, but the vanilla, it smells amazing, it bakes perfectly, and it'll really accent the flavors of a Rice Krispie treat. So all you're gonna need is your Rice Krispies, you're gonna need your protein. We're simply gonna use some butter, and I chose to use the whipped butter, which is just a little bit fluffier, so a little bit lower in fat, but totally optional. You guys could use a different substitute if you like. And obviously we're gonna use some marshmallows. So to get started, I am gonna use a 9x13 pan. That is what the recipe yields for size. You could cut this recipe in half if you want, but this pan, we're not baking these. All we're gonna use it for is to press the Rice Krispie treats into, put in the fridge to chill afterwards. But so I don't forget, because I have before, we're gonna spray that pan so our Rice Krispie treats come out nice and easy. So we're gonna spray that and set that aside. We don't need that right now. What we are gonna need to do is go to the stovetop. I'm gonna turn on the stove, and what I'm gonna add in here are 7 tablespoons, yes, 7 tablespoons of my whipped butter. We're gonna throw that in there, and we're gonna let that melt down, and then start adding in the marshmallows. So once your butter gets all melted, mine's getting a little frothy, we're gonna go ahead and add in a full bag of marshmallows. I'm using the big guys. There's about 40 in here for your reference. And we're just gonna go ahead and add these to this. And you're basically gonna wanna stay at the stovetop because we're gonna wanna keep stirring these around till they melt down. So don't go too far. Sit tight, and we're gonna get this all melted together. So once you've got the marshmallows totally melted down into your butter, you're gonna wanna go ahead, shut the stove off, and we're gonna remove this off the heat. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add 2 full scoops of the MTS whey vanilla. I'm gonna add 1 scoop at a time. And stir that in. We're gonna go ahead and add the other scoop. Rice Krispie treats are kind of time sensitive because you don't want the marshmallow mix to cool down. You wanna hurry up and get the protein blended in there. And then our next step is we're gonna dump our Rice Krispies in there, which we are gonna add to this recipe about 6 cups of Rice Krispies. Probably what I'm gonna do is add a few cups. There's 3. Start stirring it around just a little bit. That's enough. And we're gonna finish stirring this around and then add it to our pan. I haven't totally finished blending it all, but what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and start adding it to my my nonstick sprayed pan, and then I'm gonna finish kind of mixing it in there, because what we're gonna do is kind of push it all down in there. Looks so pretty. Some of your marshmallow goop gets stuck to the bottom, so. Might be easier, guys, don't be afraid to use your hands. Just get in there, and we're just gonna kind of mash it all in there. This is such a super simple recipe. If you have kids, this is an easy one to get your kids involved with. Just have them do the mashing part, but this is a very easy recipe. That's all there is to it. I like to just make sure I go through and that it's even. And what we're gonna do is go ahead and throw this in the fridge to chill. But if you want, you could truly dig in and eat some of it now while it's warm. But if you tried cutting it up into squares, it's not going to cut up very well while it's warm. So I suggest letting it chill in the fridge for at least an hour. Then you can go ahead and cut this into as many bars as you like. And that's going to conclude this video, guys. This is a super simple holiday dessert that you guys can throw in for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Add a little bit of extra protein. This would even make for a great post-workout snack if you want to get in some quick carbs and protein. So I hope you guys give this recipe a try. And don't forget to go to tigerfitness.com for all your MTS whey needs. And go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you want some more interesting content. Keep checking back for more.